is based on real-life stories and touches subject matters many refuse to admit as truth. Alien beings are living with us now and have since before the age of man. They come and go from different dimensions and worlds, allowing them to be with us at all times without our knowledge. Mike Davis is an alien abductee and has been abducted since age 4. Mike and his wife Susie will present cases of abductions that are so compelling one can't help ponder the reality of the phenomenon. They'll investigate areas in which aliens are likely to frequent, areas in which certain fundamentals exist, making them favorable locations for other beings to visit frequently. This show will investigate drawing elements so maybe you too can meet real live aliens.
What's up, guys? Yeah. Huh?
Start joining your video?
Sure.
What's going on?
What's up, bro?
What's going on? Hey.
It's a new show.
Hey, we're over here, you know what I mean? We mobbing up here with, what's your name?
Mike.
Mike. We got Mike over here, live and direct, and his girlfriend.
My wife, Susie.
Oh.
This is a new show. This is a new show called Aliens Among Us.
Yeah, we ain't no aliens out here. Mr. Mike knows the aliens are down that way.
No. We're talking about aliens from other worlds, other dimensions, aliens from other planets, universe.
Hey, Mike, I seen the aliens, man. You wanna run into them?
I've been with them. That's what we're talking about.
They're in Satan's Tunnel, man.
Yes, I know.
You know where Satan's Tunnel
there's all types. There's angels, aliens, and demons.
Hey, Satan's Tunnel right over there, Mike.
Where is Satan's Tunnel? Tell me where it is.
You go right over there, Mike. You gotta jump over one of these things, and it's under there is Satan's Tunnel. You go walk in there, you'll hear noise.
Evil ones?
Yep.
While investigating Satan's Tunnel, I noticed a few things that I'd like to point out. On the front lawn of the Santa Rosa City Hall's building sits a replica Trojan horse. The Trojan horse was from the Trojan War. This war was one of the most important events in Greek mythology. The earliest known depiction of this Trojan horse dates back to 670 BC. The end of the war came with a final plan. Odysseus devised a plan, a new ruse, a giant hollow wooden horse, an animal that was sacred to the Trojans. The Greeks dedicated this thank offering to Athena. This thank offering was about their return home. The hollow horse was filled with soldiers led by Odysseus. The rest of the army burned the camp and sailed for Tenidius. When the Trojans discovered that the Greeks were gone, believing the war was over, they joyfully dragged the horse inside the city compound. While some thought about throwing the horse down over the rocks, others debated about burning it, and while others said they ought to dedicate it to Athena. Both Cassandra and Laocoon warned against keeping the horse. Against these warnings, the Trojans decided to keep the horse and turn the night into a mad celebration. At midnight, the soldiers from inside the horse emerged and killed all the guards, the sentries, and killed the entire population of the city. The Achaeans entered the city, and a great massacre followed, which continued into the day. Blood ran in torrents. Basically, as the Trojans and their alien helpers died, there were men quilled by bitter death and laying in the streets, and basically just wiped them out. Along with replica Trojan horse on the front lawn of the Santa Rosa City Hall, across the street in a park, a small park, facing the City Hall, the Federal Building, and the State Building sits two statues, and they're demigod statues, and they're called haharubangs, and they were given to South Korea's Jeju sister city of Santa Rosa, California. Traditionally, these haharubangs are carved from porous volcanic rock and generally range in size up to 3 meters high. The hat is commonly referred to as phallic and is mushroom-like. Haharubangs are found on Jeju Island off the southern tip of South Korea. They're considered to be God, offering both protection and fertility, and were placed outside the gates for protection against demons traveling between realities. Halasan has been named in Chinese literature as one of the Samshin Sun, or one of the 3 spirit mountains. These mountains are considered gateways to the spirit world, and have mushroom growing in abundance. This mushroom is well known by the Siberians as a possible origin for the stone grandfather haharubangs. The theory lends that powerful shamans descending from the north established a magic mushroom cult on the island, in which stone grandfathers were set at the perimeters to prevent the entry of unwanted spirits. So they ward off these spirits. That's what their intentions are, and that's what their design is. And the haharubangs are a form of political propaganda too. Representations of sacred powers of the mushroom, its associated deity, and attesting to the power of the shamans. Haharubangs, produced from 1763 to 1765, once stood outside the eastern, western, and southern gates of Jeju City Fortress as guardian deities. In Korea, the shaman priest is known as a mudang. The role of the mudang is to act as an intermediate between the spirits or the gods and the human plane through rituals seeking to resolve problems and patterns of development of human life. It's my theory that the replica Trojan horse and the haharubang statues are much more than statues simply sitting on the city park lawn and the front lawn in front of the city hall. Possibly it's symbolic of an enemy, a spiritual enemy which has taken foothold within a city compound. These haharubangs statues are facing the city hall, the state building, the federal buildings, and they sit directly over an underground tunnel system local youth call Satan's Tunnel, as we just heard one individual refer to as Satan's Tunnel. This tunnel system is actually quite an elaborate city drainage system, and it mystifies me as to why a city would place federal, state, and local government buildings right over a creek system like this. Usually you'd build things away from this, not right on top of it, but they did what they did. And placing statues right in the midst only strengthens the theory that you have a Trojan horse on the city front lawn, probably filled with, my guess, maybe possibly spiritual enemies. I don't know. That's one theory. And these haharubangs are sitting there trying to chase these spirits off. Just a short distance away, the city Santa Rosa, lies the Russian River, which is about 20 miles away, and that's home of the Bohemian Grove, which is a retreat where the presidents go and the hijinks members go, and they perform their rituals. Everybody knows about it. It's a very famous place. And members of Nephilim. A lot of people consider these people members of the Nephilim that go out there. Upon further investigation of this Satan's Tunnel network, now it's posted no trespassing, so I did not go down there. I don't want to be arrested for trespassing. But upon further investigation and taking pictures, my pictures have produced very strange images. I see apparitions in there. I see faces forming, dimensional beings of faces of dimensional beings. I see actually bags floating in the creek that have formed faces on them. I can see bright spots where there's actual dimensional faces in there. So there's something going on in that general area there, and of course we've got, well, if it's Satan's Tunnel, you've got fallen angels and you also have angels, so you'd have both in that vicinity. So that's very intriguing in itself. So it is lending some proof to the theory of these people calling it Satan's Tunnel. So I spoke with one local police officer who will remain unmentioned, and I asked him, I said, what do you know about this? I said, are you aware there's people in this community calling this place Satan's Tunnel? And he said he didn't know this. And I said, what do you think of that? And he said, well, he says, there's never been anything really serious going down there that he knows. He says, but he doesn't know about the whole history of it. However, he says there is a lot of delinquency that goes on down there, and that delinquency leads to a lot of things, drinking, drugs, and other things that kids probably shouldn't be doing underneath those tunnels. Other local teens have told me that they've seen strange things down in that tunnel, and I tend to agree with them. I'm witnessing strange things with my images, and things are set up very oddly with the haharubangs across the street that are supposed to be warding off evil spirits, and you got the Trojan horse sitting on the front lawn of the Santa Rosa City Hall. There's just a lot of things lending to this theory. Not to mention, there are things that attract beings down there, such as there are blackberry bushes down in that creek, lots of them all over the place, lots of blackberries. There's fish in that little creek. There are ducks down there, fowl, birds. There's a lot of things that could be inviting for beings, dimensional beings, who can come and go from our reality to their reality, and without even being spotted by us. Okay, and there's some reason that Jeju donated these statues. They didn't just do this. There's something about Santa Rosa that they did this, and to get down to the bottom of it would be a very interesting finding.